Katumbi's the new man to watch out for. France, they brought back Julien Caro for the World Cup in next March, and a lot of the teams now are, as we saw with New Zealand today, blooding the new players, and England too. Here come France then in the white, and Kenya, one of the best supported teams on the circuit. And those crucial restarts, a knock-on by France, in fact, advantage Kenya already being played. And away quickly by Alan Makaka. Now, so much depends on how they start, Kenya, if they get in the mood. But equally with France, Otieno into tackle. Ball retention good. Sped wide by Apondo. Plenty of cover by France here. Good work, Kaznav. And so far, Kenya frustrated, but they do get the penalty.
Good defensive rucking by the French. The Kenyans are a little bit tentative at breakdown. They've got to get this ball wide. When they get it wide, they've got speed to burn.
Katumbi wide to Otieno. Katumbi supports. Oh, he's having a great debut, this boy. He's only 19. He's never played sevens for Kenya until today. Scored in the first game and salutes his second try now.
Nigel, all these teams have something, and watch this. Draws a man, and it's the handoff and the layoff and the tackle, isn't it? These guys have this skill of a late layoff. Katumbi, brilliant, right on the shoulder.
It's great when you see those thoughtful passes round the player who's tackling you. Sort of thing you did in the back row, wasn't it?
I doubt it.
At that sort of pace?
Thank you.
No, you did. I think.
No.
Off the wrong side of the post. Stays 5-0. Kenya.
Sevens is interesting, isn't it? Because you have to conserve energy. You can't go flat out for 14 minutes. It's not possible. But at the end of the 14, you know you'll be spent. So here we've got France. They're 5 points low, which encourages the other team to then lay the ball off. Yes. But your second man comes in targeting the ball. So if the first man's being tackled low, and you'll watch it here. Yeah. Tackle the man low, he goes down, he's tempted to offload. As he's trying to offload, you trap him on the ground. It's a penalty because he's not released. And to be fair, the French are turning this over quite a lot, aren't they?
Indeed, Caro again. Oh, nice. But they read it. Pujol coming on the inside. Ball retention, key factor. Caro again.
Release, Red! Ruck! Ruck!
Slowish ball, but bit of momentum here. And all the way to the line, is it going to be? Carmona. Well, what happened to the Kenyan defence? He just ghosted and left it too late.
And what happened to the Kenyan defence is they thought they would shift this wide. They thought Carmona would move it to his left, and they were thinking of drifting. Watch them here. They're coming up to come, expecting him to go. They just stand, thinking he might drift. He goes right the way through the middle. Just needs people to attack. The Fijians don't do it, don't they? They do it. The Kiwis do it. They just attack a gap.
So it's on the knife edge again. 5-all. Conversions right from the touchline for Emmanuel Rodrigue. This for the lead. No, not a breath of wind. It's just the most perfect spring day here. So 5-all it stays. From Nîmes.
Very close in style and in Kenya. I just think
it's also John, the fact that, you know, continuity of selection. Their team has changed tournament by tournament, and there's that lack of familiarity, if you like, teamwork. It comes down to, in a sense.
Okay, lack of succession and selection. It's difficult, isn't it? If you chop and change a team, they never learn to play with each other.
That's right. That's right.
Good game.
Time on, Derek.
5 apiece. 7 minutes to play. Will it carry 10? No. Big error. Criminal error. Just instantly throws the ball and the initiative to the opposition. Free kick for that on the halfway. So France with Florent Giboin steps through a poor tackle by Gadumbi. This is Carmona and France. If they get an early score, you could see Kenya panic a little.
Play on, advantage.
And that's got thrown out by the new player, thrown forward, should I say. Danger here, 4-2. Should be able to create from this. Giboin up the middle, he goes. And the guy has just come on as replacement. Scorches twice through the Kenyan defence and sets Kenya back behind their goal line. 10-5 France.
He looks a good player, Giboin, doesn't he? He's obviously, the French have full-time rugby academies, boarding schools tied to many of their clubs, and then their big centre in France. Look at this nice little offloading. I thought that was an early pass, but it was good. Giboin got the ball, just show and go through the gap, straightened up, nobody tackled. It's a very good play by the French.
Another of the players from one of the junior third division club called Aurillac, and but needless to say, this is where you find them. And Thierry Janacek, the coach, has done wonderfully well in actually picking out players from little village sides and junior town sides, and has brought them into sevens. And one or two, like Julien Malzieu, have gone on to international stardom.
Well, I've played in Aurillac. It's in the Pays Vert up in the mountains, and it's a beautiful part of the world. And the whole of French rugby is based on the town team, isn't it?
Yeah.
So every town has a team, the fans come out, and I know people like Gregor Townsend, when they went to play in Brive, population 10,000, would get a crowd of 10,000.
Yeah.
So everyone comes to watch the rugby.
You played in France for a
No, but my first big game was
was it?
against Aurillac, in Aurillac against France B.
Right. And every town has a rugby pitch.
A rugby pitch, athletics track, a gym, and a swimming pool.
Correct. Now then, can they come back? Naftali Bondo is the player on the chase. 12-5, France lead here. Broy, Nicolas Broy. And the Kenyan defence is looking a little, well, porous at the moment, a bit like a sieve. Is it going to go into touch? It's all right for Broy. Nicolas Broy, another from a junior club, relatively speaking, Limoges. But he's done well here, and relief for France.
Well, Broy did well because he had to chase back for that first, had to link quite near his own post, and he's done 95 metres. So this all started way back in his post. Clever little kick. I thought he'd run out of gas here, kept going, thought he might try and pick it up, but as you said, a great kick, perfect location, good score.
Crucial one too, takes them 2 scores clear, and
he's coming to you now.
Well, Eric Lombard-Tex, who's the stand-in for the absent Thierry Janacek, will be delighted with his team here. Kick wasn't far off, but 17-5. Now Kenya, moment of truth. 3.5 minutes, 1/4 of the match to go. Time enough, but they've got to score twice. They're all made, you were saying earlier.
They're forming a guard of honour for the Scottish team in the next game, then they're on the plane.
Super, on the plane to Argentina. Meanwhile, on the ground and on the ground, Gatumbi first. Now is the start of the comeback. Yes, it is. Brian Nyakuli, one of 3 brothers who's represented Kenya at sevens. Now then, now it's in the beat Moldova, win this, and they know they're into the quarters. But this is Carmona. This is Barriere. Oh, was it going to be a deliberate knock-on? Well, he saved the try. Question mark about a penalty try, I would have thought. But he'll say he went for the intercept. Now then, France to clinch it. It's Pujol, it's Vincent Roux. Try given. It's all over for Kenya. So far as this game's gone, France delighted. They've clung on and clinched it at the death.
Well, I thought the French bought this one at the line-out because they had a one-man lift. I thought they were plainly offside on the tap back from Kenya. Kenya had a chance. They had to go the length. But there's this blend, isn't there, in French rugby, of subtlety, and also they're quite sneaky, they're clever. They knew what they were doing. They knew that if they gave away a penalty back there, it wasn't a big problem, and they've won the match.
So there it is. That's a big win for France. 22 points to 12. Kenya just not firing at the back end of this season. They've had some wonderful moments up till now.